Um dos principais eventos para toda a comunidade de Star Wars é a Star Wars Celebration, cara. E esse ano ela vai acontecer no Japão. Bom, ela vai acontecer lá em abril, entre os dias 18 e 20, como estão ali na tela, que vocês podem ver ali no meu segundo monitor, né? Quem sabe um dia eu tenho um sonho absurdo de poder ir num evento desses um dia, porque a Star Wars Celebration, como vocês estão vendo aí na tela, é só coisa de Star Wars, cara. De livro, cosplay, tudo. E o legal desse evento é que eles fazem um tour pelo mundo inteiro, né, cara? Se eu não me engano, uns anos atrás foi na Europa, ano passado foi na Europa, esse ano tá sendo no Japão, agora vai rolar no Japão. E no vídeo de hoje eu quero enaltecer com vocês uma das coisas mais legais pra mim desse evento, que são as entrevistas, cara. Então no vídeo de hoje eu resolvi fazer um compilado pra vocês aqui, completo de todas as aparições do Hayden Christensen, sim, nosso querido Anakin Skywalker, nas Star Wars Celebrations, né, cara? Então eu vou deixar aqui com vocês agora o pequeno compilado aqui que eu editei pra vocês verem todas as entrevistas dele, tá? E é claro, vocês podem ativar as legendas aqui embaixo do vídeo, tá? Então clica aqui pra ativar a legenda, pra você ver tudo bonitinho. Ah, e antes de ir embora, não se nega não a deixar um like, tá? Deixa um like aí que me ajuda muito e se inscreve no canal, vem fazer parte da comunidade. Comenta aqui embaixo também tua entrevista favorita, teu momento favorito, que eu quero muito saber, tá bom? E agora, sem mais delongas, fiquem aí com Hayden Christensen, nosso querido Anakin / Darth Vader de Star Wars.
Everyone is so excited that you are here.
It's really good to see you guys too.
So how does it feel coming back to Star Wars Celebration after 15 years?
It's been a long time. It's awesome to be back. You know, I didn't realize how much I missed all of you. But no, this is great. It really is the ultimate celebration of the movies, and you know, it's great to be back and be a part of it again.
And you're signing all weekend, right?
Yeah. I mean,
That's wild. I mean, your session sold out so quickly that they added more ones.
Well, I don't really do social media or anything like that, so it was, this is a good sort of platform for me to be able to connect with the fans a little bit, and whether that's through a photo or through an autograph, I'm really happy to be here.
So what was it like being in the room for that 40th panel? Because out here it was absolutely amazing.
What's that?
What was it like being in the room for the 40th panel yesterday?
It was amazing. Everyone was just really happy to be there, and good to see some old faces and share some stories, and we got some great surprises, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty epic out here, so I can only imagine how the energy was inside the actual room.
It was epic inside.
Now, you've been involved with Star Wars for a long time, but you haven't really been hanging out with us. How has your relationship with Star Wars changed over the past, 15 years, since you finished Revenge of the Sith?
It's evolved, but there's still so many people that are discovering the movies for the first time, and so my relationship with the films is still very much sort of very present in my life, and my life is still very Star Wars centric, believe it or not. So it's evolved, but not too much. It's still very much the same, actually.
All right. Well, and final question, because I know everybody out there wanted me to ask it, and I would be remiss if I didn't. What are your thoughts on sand? You're welcome, Reddit. You're welcome.
Well, it's not very smooth. It doesn't really stay in one place. So I'm not such a big fan of it myself. Although if it leads to the water, I can tolerate it, but Anakin came from a desert planet, so I understood his contempt for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came from Chicago. I hate snow, so I get it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you, and everyone here just immensely appreciates your presence.
Thank you so much.
Ian McDermott and Hayden Christensen.
Because of your reception. Thank you.
What a wonderfully sinister reunion we have here. It's fantastic to see you.
Thank you both.
It's really good to see you guys.
Ian, George created for you some deliciously evil scenes. Tell us what it was like working with Ian, a hugely experienced actor. Were you intimidated at all?
Oh, working with Ian was just a real treat and a privilege. I mean, everyone knows that he's such an amazing actor, but he's also an incredibly generous actor, and really kind of took me under his wing and was just very caring and giving, and I owe a lot of what I was able to accomplish in episode 3 to being able to work with Ian. You know, that scene that he's talking about was one of my favorites. And I remember just being so enraptured with the story that he was telling that I almost forgot that I was acting in the scene. I was like, oh no, I gotta do my part now too. But it was, you know, he's so captivating in his work, and it was amazing.
Well, it's a truism that older actors learn from younger actors too, and working with him was a great learning experience.
Performance, but also your lightsaber battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith was epic. Can you tell us a little bit about your stunt training for that final battle?
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, all of the lightsaber work was some of my, you know, favorite parts of getting to play this character and be a part of the Star Wars world. You know, it was just a childhood dream come true. But I will share with you one of my challenges. You know, I had sort of been conditioned from a very young age to make the sound effect when I was playing lightsaber. And, you know, I know this is something that Ewan maybe struggled with a little bit too, but it was a difficult habit to break. And I remember on a couple of occasions, George, you would come over after we had filmed a fight scene, and, you know, in a very encouraging way, you would say, hey, you know, looks really great, but I can see your mouth moving, and you don't have to do that. We add the sound effects in afterwards. And I was just so focused, I wasn't even aware I was doing it. But, you know, still to this day, I pick up a lightsaber and I can't help it. It just happens.
It's been 20 years since his iconic role in Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Now he's back and better than ever, especially now that he's ditched those cumbersome Jedi robes and pesky arms and legs for the iconic armor of Darth Vader. Just don't talk to him about sand. And he's also brought with him a guy whose uncle was in A New Hope, which I guess is good enough to be on our stage. Oh, he also plays Obi-Wan. Let's give a giant hello there to Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. I heard that you prepared for sort of coming back to this by watching Clone Wars and Rebels, and were there some things that you sort of saw in those that you wanted to like bring to Anakin as you were coming back?
First of all, thank you for all of this. Incredible.
See, I see what it is. He was just waiting for you to get yours out, and then he can start. Yeah, there.
But I just did as much research as I could and just wanted to refamiliarize myself as much as I could, and I loved what they did with those animated series. Yeah, I mean, Dave Filoni and everyone that worked on those shows did some incredible work, and you know, they did a lot more with these characters, and that was fascinating to get to watch. How that affected my performance, I'm not really sure, but I'm very glad I got to watch them, and I'm a fan now too.
And I mean, above and beyond the work that you were talking about that it took to kind of bring this to life and everything, how did it feel for the two of you to just be working together on this again and being these characters again? Like, how did it feel when the two of you just like, oh, we're here, we're doing it together?
Amazing. It was the coolest thing to get to come back and work with Ewan again and play these characters again. Has just been, yes, we are. It's a very special thing, and we get to do this because of all of you. So again, thank you.
And now we're seeing this transition into Vader. So what are we seeing from Anakin now? Or are we seeing Vader, or?
That's what makes this character so compelling. Is there is that duality that's present, and there is that sort of inner conflict of self-identity. But it's been such a thrill to get to come back and continue my journey with the character, and to get to explore Darth Vader at this point in the timeline has been huge. I missed you guys too.
Well, we are just hours away from people being able to see this. Is there anything you want the fans to know, or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Oh my goodness!
Man, you guys sure know how to make a guy feel good. That was very nice, thank you.
We do.
I love you guys too.
Hi, Hayden Christensen.
You're making me emotional.
There isn't a single bit of it that isn't deserved. There isn't a single bit of it that isn't deserved.
Thank you so much.
Now, having officially played both characters, what's the difference in your performance for Anakin versus Darth Vader?
You know, we think of them as different characters, and you know, of course they have different names and they look much differently, but for me it is the same character. You know, of course there's, appreciate you. You know, in the performance though, you know, there's a difference in the physicality, of course, and putting on the Darth Vader armor certainly very much informs the way you play the character, but emotionally it is just a continuation of Anakin.
And what was it like for you to put that armor on?
It's an incredible costume, and you know, obviously so iconic, and it's an honor to get to wear it. And you know, it's a little restricting in how you can move around. But yeah, it's a thrill every time you get to put it on and you put the helmet on. It's pretty awesome.
What was your favorite scene to shoot and why?
You know, we had so much fun doing that flashback sequence, and getting to swing a lightsaber with Ewan again was just, you know, thrilling. But that last scene, the confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan when he cracks his mask, that was one of the like highlights of my acting career. It was, you know, such a perfectly written scene, and what Ewan brought to it and the way Deborah sort of guided us through it, and the way it came out, I couldn't have been happier with it. So that I'd probably choose that one. I mean, this I can't tell you how much this means to me. And to get to be here with all of you, and see all of the love that you have for this franchise, and and to see all the incredible costumes, and it's a very unique thing that we all get to be a part of, and I'm very grateful for that.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans?
I love you guys too. And I've said this before, but you guys really are the reason that we get to be here, and we get to, that I've gotten to come back and play this character again. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.